Hello, welcome to my talk today. Welcome to my channel. I have a channel, a YouTube channel. So, welcome. If you have been here before, you know who I am. I always introduce myself. If you are new, I will tell you a word about myself. I am Joseph Mbele. I'm a Tanzanian, and I teach at St. Olaf College in Northfield, Minnesota. I'm in the English department here. I've been teaching here from 1991. Before that, I taught at the University of Dar es Salaam in Tanzania, my country. I taught there from 1976 in the literature department. So, I teach literature from around the world. I teach folklore from around the world. And outside the classroom, I am a cultural consultant. I enjoy working with Africans and Americans, helping them navigate cultural differences. Americans who go to Africa, Africans who come to the USA. I work with those people to help them figure out the cultural differences and the challenges they are inevitably going to face. It's been a great joy working with these people, making presentations, one-on-one counseling, and then writing. I've published 2 books. The first one, Africans and Americans Embracing Cultural Differences. And then this was published in 2005. And then 2021, I published a sequel. Chickens in the Bus, More Thoughts on Cultural Differences. I'll have a link under this video to those books if you are interested in them. So in brief, that's who I am. I have this YouTube channel and I give talks from time to time. I record talks from time to time on topics such as culture, education, globalization, writing. Oh yes, as a writer, I like to talk about writing very much. The experience of writing and what writing means to me. I talk about books, those types of things. And that's what I want to do today. My topic today is authentic writing. It's Easter Sunday. I went to church this morning. I had lunch. And then this afternoon came to the office here in the English department. And just out of the blue, I thought, well, why not talk about authentic writing? My talks are very informal. These are not very academic talks. They're not like professorial lectures. These are conversational. And I imagine myself, talking to people in a restaurant, at the bus stop, in a pub. Yeah. And the way I talk here is basically the way I talk in those other contexts. So relax. If you are interested in listening to me, I welcome you. And my talk is on authentic writing. It's a very important thing to me, this idea of authentic writing. And so what does it mean to me? It means that my writing needs to be very truthful. It needs to be something that comes from my heart. I write because I feel I need to say something. I have some idea, some thought, some message, and it's there, and it's, pushing me to express it. The motivation, the driving force is within me. And then I write, trying to project, to articulate that thing that's bubbling up within me. I write as truthfully as I can to represent what is coming out of me. And so when I'm done writing, when the book is out there, say a book like this, The Africans and Americans Embracing Cultural Differences, when I'm done writing, I feel I've powered out my soul. And so that book is an extension of me. I feel an affinity to the book. It's not something, separated from me, not at all. Same thing with this book, Chickens in the Bus, more thoughts on cultural differences. That's how I feel. It's an extension of me. And there was an earlier one which I wrote in Swahili, a collection of essays on various topics, cultural, educational, political, economic, pertaining mostly to Tanzania. And in Swahili, a collection of little articles. And again, I was expressing truly, my ideas, my perceptions, my thoughts, and I feel very confident that those books represent me. If you listen to me in ordinary life, and then you read the books, you hear the same voice. You are talking to me if you are reading the book, or if you are reading the books. I don't see a separation between myself and those books. Yes. So that's my sense of authentic writing. And I'm speaking for myself. I'm not legislating for anybody. No, not at all. I'm just speaking for myself, what I seek to accomplish in my writings. So I don't write, say, in order to sell the books. I don't write in anticipation of money. I don't write for the sake of money. I don't write that way. In fact, if you look at some of the previous videos on this channel, you'll see me talking about that. For example, there's a video titled Writing Books That Don't Sell. Writing Books That Don't Sell. And below this video, I will have a link to that particular video. You can see I've talked about this issue, how happy I am to write for the sake of writing, for the sake of expressing myself. And I write even when I know the book will not sell. I know the book will not sell, but I'll write it, and it takes me years to write a book. I put all the efforts in the enterprise, writing this book that I know might not sell at all. I'm very happy to have that work done. That's what I mean by authentic writing. So it's not because of money, it's not because of something out there. It's not because I want to please, some audience somewhere, or I'm following a fashion. There's a trend, there's a popular topic out there, and so let me, take advantage of it. No, that's not how I write. So you can watch that video, Writing Books That Don't Sell, and you'll get, more information about what I mean. So For me, that's authentic writing. I'm thinking about Ernest Hemingway, an American writer, who said things along the same lines, and I'm very fascinated by the work of Ernest Hemingway. I'm fascinated by ideas that he expressed, and he has this concept of true writing. Yes, again and again, Hemingway talked about true writing. If you read his book called A Movable Feast, he expresses this idea there. There's a whole section where there's a writer who is facing writer's block. And so his inner voice tells him, don't worry, you have always been able to write, and you will be able to write. Just try to write one true sentence. One true sentence. And then it goes on and on and on. Very interesting reflections about writing, the concept of a true sentence. And if you read that book and other books by Hemingway and his statements, he wrote a lot about writing and writers and books. You will see that he was very concerned about this idea of expressing yourself truly, and he emphasized the idea of writing about what you know, what you've experienced, what you have seen, and then doing the best you can to articulate that. And it should be something that comes from within. And after you have finished writing, and worked very hard to bring it out, there should be emptiness in you. Because you have powered out everything. It's on the page. It's in the book. He comes up with these kinds of notions. The alternative is fake writing or faking, and Hemingway hated faking. And it's an idea that he explored, and expressed again and again and again. So there's something like that in my own idea about authentic writing. And Hemingway is one of my sources of inspiration. Nowadays, or let me put it this way, throughout my career as a writer, I have in some ways acted upon what I'm just saying. So, for example, when I write academic essays, papers for publication, for example, I've always sought to write what I know, what I think, and write it the way I want to write it. And I have resisted, this is very strange now, I've resisted having editors interfere with my writing. And so my books, for example, have all been self-published. I've insisted on publishing my books myself, so that the book you read is exactly what I wrote. Every word is mine. Every punctuation mark is mine. This is how I wrote this book and self-published it. This is how I wrote this book and self-published it. There is no element in this book that was contributed by somebody else. Nobody changed a paragraph, a sentence. There was no editorial, support or help or intervention. So that's part of what I consider authentic writing. Same with this book. Now, as a scholar, as a teacher in a college, as a professor, I know we have a tradition in the colleges, in the academia, of subjecting our works to what is called peer review. We get other scholars to read it, suggest changes, whatever it is, and then you publish it. You have editors who read the manuscript. They might suggest changes or enforce changes, and then this book comes out, and it's not really the book that the person who wrote it wanted. So there are some compromises there. It's a great book by writer so-and-so, and yet there were many hands involved in writing that book. I did not like that all my life as a scholar. So at least up to now, all my books have been self-published, and I'm very satisfied with that. I work very hard to write the best, book that I can. I know I cannot write a perfect book, but I'm very pleased that, I write the book that really represents my voice and nothing but my voice. So if you listen to me talking and then you read my books, you'll find, I'm speaking the same language, essentially. That my personality comes out, through these books. And so for me, that is authentic writing. It's a concept that has informed my work, all over the years, and I do not intend to change it. Nowadays, we have technologies, people using artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, whatever they call it, GPT or whatever it is, and I'm very scared, about what's going on, that people can have this, new technology, write books, and I see a lot of advertisements about how you can get a great book written in just a few minutes or seconds. And it's not even you who is doing the writing, it's the device or the technology that's doing it. I'm very, very scared of this. I have been scared of having my work, changed or, edited, and now I'm even more scared of having some machine, some technological device do my writing for me. And I think we are going further and further away from authentic writing. I do not intend to use these technologies. I do not intend to use these technologies. I still want my books to be an extension of me in all dimensions, in all respects. So again, if you're reading my book, know that you are actually communicating with me, not some machine. Every sentence is mine. Every word is mine. Every punctuation mark or typo is mine. I'm not proud of the weaknesses, the shortcomings in my books. I wish, there were no such shortcomings, just like I'm not proud of weaknesses in my own character. And I wish there were none. But I'm a human being, and so I embrace the totality of who I am. And for the same reason, I embrace my writings. I think I've said what I wanted to say today. Think about it, comment on it. You can disagree with me, but I've been very true to myself. Have a nice day.